Hey everyone! So today I want to talk a little bit about the photo shoot of Lindsay Lohan for Playboy that was Marilyn Monroe themed. Today is December 10th, and the photos for Playboy that she did, the pictorial, leaked today. As I'm saying this, by the time you're watching this, the issue might already have come out. But the pictures leaked online today, and as a lot of us already knew, she had done 2 shoots for Playboy, and one of them was a reshoot. And the reshoot that she did was Marilyn Monroe themed. That's what they said. So I was kind of curious to see what they would look like because she's done some Marilyn Monroe inspired or blatant copycat photo shoots in the past, and I think, needless to say, they were a little bit embarrassing. She may not feel that way, but I did. One of them specifically that I'm referencing is when she did a photo shoot inspired by the Last Sitting pictures that Burt Stern did of Marilyn Monroe, and those weren't very good. I wasn't a big fan of those, so I thought, well, we'll see what Playboy does with it, because as everyone knows, Hugh Hefner is a big Marilyn Monroe fan, and why wouldn't he be? He's only rich and famous because of her being on his very first issue of Playboy. But I'll get to that in a minute. So everyone might have seen the pictures by now, and when I saw the pictures, I was a little bit surprised because they obviously are a blatant ripoff of the Tom Kelly Miss Golden Dreams shoot of Marilyn Monroe back when she wasn't Marilyn Monroe, she was Norma Jean. And all of you might know them as the pictures with the red velvet background. So Marilyn did those pictures because she was in a desperate state. She needed money to get her car out of possession, and one can say that Lindsay Lohan's career has kind of taken a downward turn, and maybe she did it out of desperation as well. The difference is that Marilyn Monroe got about $50 for her photo shoot, whereas Lindsay Lohan got reported $1 million for hers. You know, my opinion, and Lindsay Lohan has always said she's been a Marilyn fan. She has a tattoo inspired of Marilyn Monroe. She's named a whole bunch of her business ventures after Marilyn Monroe. She's definitely done a lot of Marilyn Monroe inspired photo shoots, things like that. So we're all fans, because I'm a big fan. You're probably a fan watching this. Lindsay Lohan's a fan, and that's fine because Marilyn is amazing, and she has lots of fans and lots of celebrity fans and a lot of people who would love to be her or emulate her. The difference, I think, with Lindsay, and this is just my opinion, but I feel like it's one thing after another that she gets paid to kind of use Marilyn's name or image, and it makes her money. And that's kind of, I feel like she may have started out being a fan, but then she doesn't really get paid to be Lindsay Lohan so much anymore. She gets paid to impersonate Marilyn Monroe in a very disrespectful way. I have many people that I know that are Marilyn Monroe tribute artists. My favorite being Susie Kennedy, and I think that you can mimic, imitate, give a tribute to Marilyn Monroe in an amazing and respectful way and kind of keep her memory alive. But what Lindsay Lohan seems to be doing is, at first I realized it when she came out with her leggings line, which was 6126, which is Marilyn Monroe's birthday. And so everyone kind of knew that it was named after her, and she kind of went on this whole spiel about how her leggings were inspired by Marilyn's class and her style and things like that. And her leggings were grommeted, ripped up, pleather, latex-looking leggings that, well, Marilyn, in my opinion, I don't think she ever wore anything like that. So I kind of thought, well, kudos to you for kind of paying homage to Marilyn in that way, but then, you know, you're using her name where it's not a classy clothing line. It's nothing she would have worn. It's just kind of like you're throwing her name out there, because the only reason that I knew about these leggings or even looked at the website was because of her talking about Marilyn with the leggings. I wouldn't have bought any. They were hundreds of dollars for just leggings, but they had Marilyn's kind of birthday and name attached to them. It was weird. Then, she goes on to do these other nude photo shoots as Marilyn, but they were exact copies of Marilyn, photo shoots, and I don't like it, and I know that she's gotten paid a lot of money for those. Then the Playboy one comes out, and yet again, she's emulating Marilyn, but when Marilyn did her nude photo shoot that ended up in Playboy, she was very classic beauty. She had very bare face. There was almost an innocence about those photos, even though they were nude photos. To me, they feel like art. I'm not just saying that because I'm a Marilyn fan. I don't look at them and think pornography or vulgar or anything like that. I just feel like there's an innocence about those and a beauty. But with Lindsay Lohan's photo shoot, I think that the blonde hair, well, it's wig, but the blonde wig was completely blown out, overdone. I think that she had huge red lips and the cat eyeliner and things. And actually, the Marilyn didn't dress like that. Undressed like that. She didn't have the hair like that. She didn't have makeup like that. And I think she's projecting this image of Marilyn that, kind of encourages other people who may not know about Marilyn to just think that she was some kind of cheap, slutty, bimbo, airhead, where she wasn't like that, and she didn't cake on the makeup like that, and she didn't, she wasn't posing so provocatively in those pictures, and I think that it cheapened that photo shoot because that was one of her most famous ones, ended up being one of her most iconic photo shoots, and I think Lindsay Lohan and Playboy cheapened it completely. I don't think that if she wants to do a tribute to Marilyn, maybe one photo, but then the rest of them just it just got a little too much for me with the stripper heels, and Marilyn was barefoot, but the stripper heels, and it just seemed a little bit trashy. No offense to anyone who liked it. And there's old Hollywood glamour, and then there's try hard, and it just seemed like this was try hard. And I was thinking about how Marilyn didn't even have a choice to be in Playboy. Hugh Hefner bought those negatives or the rights to the photos, put them in his magazine without asking, and at first it almost destroyed Marilyn's career. But on the flip side, actually she did get more famous after, just because of her being so honest about her situation and how she was desperate for the money at the time, and everyone was very sympathetic to her situation and very moved by her honesty about it. But Lindsay Lohan, Marilyn didn't have a lot of money in her entire life. She was kind of taken advantage of, and people made a whole bunch of money off of her, and she didn't get much from it. And then, Hugh Hefner has this empire built off of starting out with Marilyn Monroe, and, it's kind of escalated from there. And, everyone made this money off Marilyn, and then here's Lindsay Lohan getting paid $1 million to emulate something Marilyn did perfectly before, and yet again, Lindsay Lohan's making millions off of Marilyn, and Hugh Hefner's making more millions off of Marilyn, and it's not a classy tribute. Marilyn's getting nothing from this. Her name's being put out there, and she is quite a hot topic right now with everything going on and the movies about her and things like that, but it just seems a little bit cheap, and I think that if Lindsay were a fan, she'd want to portray Marilyn in the way that she was and kind of show people that she was smart and funny and creative and a great actress and not a bimbo and not a slut and not an airhead. And it seems like everything Lindsay's done has pointed in the direction of the false image of Marilyn, the sex symbol, whereas, other people who are true Marilyn fans who want to give a tribute to her are trying to honor her memory. And, people do get paid for being, impersonators and things like that, but it's because they're bringing the whole Marilyn experience to you, whereas Lindsay Lohan just seems to be making a lot of money off of Marilyn and making her already done work look cheaper, and I don't like it. So that's my opinion on it. I think it's kind of gross that she's making all this money off of cheapening Marilyn's image and duplicating what Marilyn already perfected, or trying to duplicate it but failing. I think Hugh Hefner should not have done it, because he had the final say, and he did it anyway. So my opinion is that it was a tactless and tasteless photo shoot, and I don't think that Marilyn would approve, and I definitely don't approve, and I think Lindsay Lohan needs to start focusing on being Lindsay Lohan and leave Marilyn out of it, because, you know, they're really not anything alike. So that's my opinion, and I'd love to hear what yours is. Bye, guys.